Hey, welcome back to our kitchen. Today is Tuesday for Kids in the Kitchen, and I have my assistant here, Miss Greta. She is the third child of our family of 3 children, and Greta is 7. So for those of you that are brand new and you weren't able to take part in yesterday's class, yesterday we did some breakfasts. We did a breakfast sandwich. And what else did they do? Smoothies, right?
Yeah.
With my 2 sons, Oliver and Benjamin. So Benjamin and Greta are actually twins. So today we are taking on 2 recipes. One is our green monster muffins, and the other one is a quinoa energy bites. So this is actually something that you could break apart and do in 2 separate afternoons or mornings, whatever you want, or you could dive in and do both at the same time. Now, to keep timely with you guys, I have pre-measured some of the ingredients for the energy bites over here, just for a time-saving part. And but I do encourage you, if you don't have the ingredients here, make sure the next time that you're actually out getting groceries, pick up these, because these are 2 recipes that I know my kids just like dive into and absolutely love. And they're on the healthier side as well. So it's nice to have good, healthy, easy snacks for them to be able to dive into. So I know Greta already washed her hands. I'm going to quickly wash mine. If you are here, make sure you say hi. Okay, make sure you say hi. Let us know if your kids are taking part. I do have my laptop sitting up there right now too, so I can see the recipe, because I don't have it all memorized. Let me just see. Okay. So for a time sake, we're actually going to do the muffins first. They all get done here in our deluxe cooking blender. They're going to hop into the oven, and while they're in the oven, then we're going to do the energy balls. Oh, I can see a bunch of comments coming up. Hey guys. Okay. So we're going to do the muffins first. I have not pre-measured everything out yet. Can you help me? Yeah, Jolene's mama. She's here. Okay, so we are going to literally, and this is why I absolutely love this recipe, you dump it all into the blender. You blend it together, you pour it into the muffin pan, pop it into the oven, done. You don't actually need to have extra scrapers or anything like that. So, I am going to get, yeah, you can dump it. So we're going to do 2 cups. Yep, dump.
1 cup.
Yep. So when it comes to measuring things like rolled out oats, it's like flour. You don't want to actually dive your hand in, guys, and like scoop it, because that will compress it a bit. It's not so important with rolled oats as it is with flour, but just a little heads up. And it's fun for the kids too, right? They get to have 1 scoop and they dump it into another one and then level it off. So I've got my 2 cups. We're going to do 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay.
Scoop it up.
Absolutely. Let me just find the teaspoon. There we go. Yeah. So you're going to do 2 scoops, but you don't want it to heap. Okay?
What does heap mean?
You don't want it to have you don't want that measuring spoon to have like a bump over it. You just want it to be level. So you can do that. Yep. So we got 1. That is baking powder, right? Yep. Oh, wait, hold on. So the nice thing about having clear measuring spoon is so you can see if there's any air bubbles, but what I'm going to get you to do is kind of like play around in it like it's sand, and then scoop it up. Yep. No, pick it up. So just scoop. And then if you really want, yeah, that's perfect. So see how, can I pick up this for a sec? I just want to show them. See how she's got it in a big, massive lump or heap? We're going to take this and we're going to go across it and then go back. And now we know we have a true teaspoon. Yep. Yeah. So I like to have these ingredients in separate containers that are clear, and I know when I need to buy more. So that's all I'm literally doing, guys, is I'm going through this recipe from top to bottom. And oh, sorry, my dog just walked in front and moved it. I apologize, guys. I don't know if it just moved a whole lot. That's what you get when you have a big dog too. Okay, so we're literally, so first, I know I put the baking powder in there, but you know what? We need to grind these up first and then we add the rest. Okay, so all I did was I put the lid on. I'm gonna turn you guys, thanks Greta. Yeah, awesome. Bring it to, hope you guys don't get motion sickness from all this.
Wait.
Yep, perfect.
There.
We're gonna turn it so it's front. We're gonna put it on top. Yep.
Done.
Hold on, let me read what it says to do. I have to read the list like a bajillion times. Oh, we're gonna go.
Not smoothie.
No, we're not doing smoothie. So all I'm doing is I'm turning it to custom blend and we're wheeling it to 6 and then just take the pulse and push it down. And then let go. And then go again. Okay, and let go. So I love using that feature for making flour. Okay, so basically we just took those rolled oats and we made them into oat flour. Okay, this just makes it all bind better, a little bit, a different texture in your muffins. Okay, so back to adding it. Sorry guys. So teaspoon of ground cinnamon. So this is something, I mean, you can have a 2-year-old do this. They don't have to be of a certain age. So stick it down in. And when it comes to cinnamon, the type of cinnamon you buy does have a huge difference. Yep, turn it over. Okay, we're gonna do some baking soda. So it's, no, we did baking powder. Baking soda is completely different. They work opposite each other. Yep, so we're gonna do half a teaspoon baking soda. Got it? Yep. So we wanna level it again. Take the leveler. Okay. Dump it in. And the last one, well not last, but one of these guys is yeah. Do you want to put the lid on that, Snoopy? And then I'm going to do the salt. Thank you. Teaspoon. So some salt. Okay, you do the salt. Okay, so we've got all the little things. I mean, most of the time with your pantry, you want to make sure that you've got baking soda, baking powder, and salt. They're pretty much 3 ingredients that you will almost always have to add. Yeah, we'll add it afterwards. So the next thing that I'm adding, the package is blank. I was actually an ambassador for this product. This is a greens product. It's our kale and fiber. This is what gives it the green color. Okay, this is also what gives this. So each one of these packages is 2 cups of freeze-dried kale and 8 grams of fiber in the form of chicory root. Okay, this is a relatively new product that Pampered Chef has brought in. Yep. But know that in these packages, there's only those 2 things. There's no preservatives. There's no, no preservatives, no stabilizers. That's why they're in individual packages like this. This is the protein that we have, but it comes in a prettier package. So I just added the kale and fiber, and that, when you look at the recipe, I'll share the link, it will say Enrichables Kale and Fiber, and that's what it's talking about. But if you have greens, you can put them in. I do recommend that you have a look at your greens and see what's in it, and then look for the chemical sounding ingredients, because a lot of them will be preservatives and stabilizers. Ours actually has none. So we're gonna do 1/3 of a cup of applesauce. And now normally, I would actually put the applesauce in something that looks like this, but I've got both of them in use right now. So, I'll do it because that's big. Okay, so the applesauce is just basically replacing the oil. There's still oil in this recipe, but it's less. Yep, pop it in. Okay, and 1/3 of a cup of the maple syrup, which is over here. Now, I don't know if I have a whole 1/3 of a cup in here. And to be honest, I'm not even gonna put the whole thing in because I don't think it needs that much sugar. Pop it in. And depending on how ripe your bananas are too, will change the flavor of the muffin too, guys. So if you darker the banana you can get, the sweeter it's going to taste. Awesome. Now, do you want to crack an egg? And for this recipe, I know yesterday I didn't have them do it. I'm going to get you to crack it into a separate bowl. Just so if there's any kind of shell in there, then it's cracked into the bowl and you can scoop it out versus into here. Yep, give it a good hard crack. Yep, harder. Keep going, don't be nervous. Yep, no, and then, yep.
Or a big one.
Yep, and then put your thumbs in and pull it apart. Awesome possum. Yep,
Awesome.
switch.
Tossum.
Awesome tossum, there you go. Okay, so while she's doing those eggs, I'm gonna put the bananas in. Okay, so like I said, the darker the banana, the better. These are the ones that are really, really good. They start going bad. Yep. Any shells in there? Nope, you did awesome. Pop her in. 1/4 cup. Now, if you look at Pampered Chef recipes, they call for canola oil. And in my opinion, don't use canola oil. It's not the best for us. You're better off using an avocado oil.
And do we dump it?
Yep, you can dump that in. Or an olive oil. Yep, just dump. This is why I love this recipe, because it really is just dump.
Oh,
I'm gonna just go like that. Whoop. Okay, so now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop that lid back on,
The vanilla is the best.
and I am going to custom blend it on speed 3 for about 30 to 45 seconds. Okay, are you able to turn that, Greta?
Yeah, like that.
Oh, yep, good. Look at that. Okay, so we're gonna put it onto custom blend press. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. And then you can actually press that. Press. And it's just gonna go. In the meantime, I'm gonna preheat my, where can I get the greens? You can get the greens from me. Tamara, what should I use if we don't have greens? Don't bother putting them in. Okay, it just means you have less fiber and less greens in there. But if it is something that you want to add into your diet, then I just highly recommend when you get them, make sure you look at the list of ingredients and reduce the amount of preservatives and stabilizers in them. Okay. I'm gonna pause that. Now I can see there's a little bit of stuff on the end, so I'm just gonna take this and make sure it all blends in.
Those look like green.
See how green it is? Okay, we're gonna do custom blend again to 3 and press again and let it go.
3 seconds?
Go, double 3. And we're good. Now this is the fun part. This is where the kids love. I wonder if you can see. No, you can't. So we'll just turn it here. You can see. We'll go right back to the center. I know this is not ideal, guys. Yep. So.
Okay. We have to open it.
Yep.
This way.
Yep. Turn it towards you. Yep. Perfect. Okay, now before we do that, what you want to do is get your muffin pan out. When you have a higher quality muffin pan, you don't actually, hold on one sec, hold on. You don't actually need to put the liners in. It's less cost, less waste. Yeah, I don't think, oh yeah, yep. So all I'm gonna do is I actually just take a little bit of olive oil and I spritz these. And I'm gonna preheat this. So preheat your oven to 350.
Okay.
Got it?
There.
Okay. So this is where if you've got little ones, you wanna help them.
Okay, Mom, do I put this in there?
Yeah, you can rinse it off if you don't mind. So, because this guy, it does get a little bit heavier, and you want to make sure that you divided them evenly. You want them about 2/3 full, and you just go around. Okay.
And then we dry it off, maybe?
Perfect. Thanks, Greta.
Do we need it again?
We do, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I look like I didn't blend them completely. We've got some unmixed flour in there. Oh, you okay?
Yeah. No, Mama.
Yeah, is it dripping?
Yeah.
It's okay. Okay. Do you want to rinse that again for me, Sweet Pea? So the one thing that I love with kids cooking as well, I know yesterday I did all of the cleanup, but cleanup is just as important as the baking. So for those of you that are kids listening, you need to make sure that you understand that cooking and baking involves cleanup as well. And so we have a rule in our house. When it's dinner time, whoever cooks, the other group does the cleanup. So that can come in a couple of different forms. I'm going to steal that again from you, Sweet Pea.
We don't do that.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, yeah.
These guys have been doing the dishes quite a bit and enjoying it. They divide their roles up. Who gets to be the washer, who's the dryer, and who's the putter-awayer, right?
And who's the one that puts the thing away?
The stuff away, yeah, exactly. Okay. So I don't know about your blender that you have at home. If you don't have a blender, you could just mix all these by hand, right? You would want to make sure that you've chopped up and somehow gotten your oats finer. I'll show you how to do that with the energy balls.
I want chocolate chips.
Yep, we will in a sec. So this goes in for 20 to 22 minutes.
Well, can I have some chocolate chips to eat?
Not right now.
No, not right now.
She wants to eat the chocolate chips. Let me just see if there's been any comments. Oh, we lost you for a second. How much vanilla? It was just a teaspoon, and I just drip it in. Okay, so while that's baking, we're gonna do the toasted quinoa bites. Now these do tend to take a little bit more time, so I won't keep the video running the whole time, because in the end, it just ends up being we're getting a tray of these balls.
Mommy, did you
So-
put plastic in the food thing?
No, that one's okay, it's recyclable. This is my eco-friendly daughter there. So all I've done is I took some quinoa. It was 3/4 of a cup. Oh, I have a question, and I need to have two screens in front of me here, or I need to memorize this. Temperature for the oven was 350. Oh, I'm back. Sorry guys that I'm freezing. Okay, so 3/4 of a cup of quinoa I put in there. I preheated this pan. I preheated this pan to get it nice and hot, and then I put the quinoa in, and I've cooked it until it started it actually started popping. And so you want the quinoa to be hot because it helps with the binding of the ingredients. So when you're actually making the balls, the fact that it's still hot is key. So obviously, depending on the age of your child, maybe you're doing the cooking of the quinoa or not. So this recipe I love because we literally just go dump, okay? So the quinoa's in there. Remember how I said you want to chop up the oats for the blender? If you don't have a blender, this is how you can do it. Yeah, go really fast, Greta.
What if you don't have these?
Don't have those?
You can't make it.
It would be hard, but it would just change the texture of it. Yeah. We're gonna go a little faster, okay? Really fast. So this is just 1 cup of oats in there, and I'm gonna add, it calls actually for 2 cups. Do you have a peanut butter substitute? Any kind of, what's the word? Like nut alternative. Like wow butter, something like that. It just has to be something sticky. And obviously taste good. Can I steal it for a sec? So we're gonna do that. Okay, so it starts to, if my blender was clean right now, I actually would just throw this in the blender. We have to do one more. So it calls for 2 cups. This will, in general, make about 24 energy bites. depending on the size of the balls that you create with it.
Cheese.
Honestly, this is as much of a parent snack as it is a kid's snack. They are so delicious. And if you're cool with nuts, you can use all different kinds of nut butter. I've done it with peanut butter, I've done it with almond butter, I've done it with a mixture. Yeah, that's what Meredith got. So if you're allergic, you put in your substitute. Keep going. While she's doing that, I'm just gonna dump the rest. So I've got 2/3 of a cup of unsweetened coconut. The recipe calls for sweetened. I usually don't buy sweetened. I've got 1/3 of a cup of honey, or you can use agave. Stick that in. I know. You keep doing the oats.
Can I do that?
Yeah, we're a partnership here. You can do the peanut butter. How about we switch? You do the peanut butter.
Okay.
You do the oats.
No,
Okay.
you do the oats.
Okay, so careful that it doesn't spill. So tip it, right? Tip it, quick, and now plunge. Push, 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 push. Got it? Now,
Then
yep.
grab it.
Scrape it off. This is one of the kids' favorite things to do. It's
Now
awesome
mix.
for sticky solids. Yep, you can mix them up. So now this gets to be a little bit heavy. So depending on the strength of your little one, they are gonna need some help. I have done recipes where I've taken the honey or the agave and the peanut butter and I actually heat them up. And I do find it does help to bind better. Go back to the recipe. Okay. And last but not least,
Oh, and you did the eggs yesterday.
yep, I did the eggs yesterday. Okay, do you want to do this, Greta? So it calls for tiny chocolate morsels. I don't have tiny ones, so I'm just gonna chop them. Or maybe Greta's gonna chop them. You wanna chop them? Okay, so hold. Now hit it hard. Yep. You might have to go a little bit harder because there's a lot in there. There's half a cup.
Oh,
Let
you
go.
do
Ready? And it chops them up. I'm gonna mix them in. Okay.
Oh, they look so good.
And then basically it's just, hard stirring now or hard mixing. Do you want some help? Okay, let me check. Do you guys have any questions while Greta's doing this? Let me refresh my screen here. I thought I saw some. Okay, want some help? Okay, so this is where it's handy to have some kind of like a good way to hold on to it. And you basically, I go around to make sure I'm incorporating everything and then I mash them together, okay? If you've got a good sturdy spatula for this, it helps a lot. And like I said, if you want to heat up the nut butter with the syrup or whatever sweetener you're using, it does help. Nope, it doesn't call for vanilla in this one.
Vanilla.
Yeah, but we're not with this one. Now, this is where the fun comes for the kids. If you wear rings, take them off. Because they get messy, right?
Yep, we need this.
Oh, you've got it over there. Yep. So you're going to take, if you've got 2 spoons, you want to just take a tablespoon and do a heaping tablespoon. These you can use because then they're all the same size. You take a scoop and put it in your hand. You want to do one too, Greta?
Yeah.
And just compress it together, okay? And then all I've done is I've got a parchment lined, this is a half sheet pan, because we're gonna make these, and then we're gonna pop them into the freezer for about 10 minutes. They harden up pretty fast. It's just a matter of cooling down the quinoa. And then once they're cooled down, they bind really well together. Then you can eat them. I do recommend that you store them in the fridge. That way, although they don't really last, to be honest, like the kids love them. Just store them in the fridge and then that way they will stay. Yep, so squeeze it into your hand. Just keep it over top of that. Yep. and then kind of roll them together. Yeah, bind them and then roll if you want. They are a little bit messy to make, I'm not gonna lie, but man, the flavor of these guys is so worth it. Here's another one. Ready? Got it? But they come together pretty fast. And I love this one too because it's a no bake. You don't have to bake anything.
Mama.
You don't have to turn the oven on. So if it's a hot summer day, guys, this is a great something for them to do after they've come inside. Or in the morning, get them ready. If we did use an alternative, depending on what your school allows, when we're allowed to be back in school, then this is a great recipe to send to school.
No peanut butter, no.
No peanut butter, no. But I would just put a little note so the teachers know. Okay? You could also put other things in, right? It doesn't have to be the chocolate chips. Like another thing that you could add in are like dried cranberries. I would just chop them up a little bit, or chopped up, we're a nut family. I know not everyone is a nut family, but you could do other kinds of nuts in here too to give them the crunch. Oh, sorry, honey. Okay.
You put that
So I'm gonna give you one more. I'm gonna wash my hands and then I'm gonna show them what they look like.
Okay, and I'll do the rest.
And then we will sign off.
Mama, 1 second.
Okay, you finish that one? Yep, you do that one.
Okay.
So for those of you that are doing this, make sure you take some pictures
3 more, Mama.
and share in the group
Mama, 3 more.
with or without your little one in the picture, whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, you do one more and I just want to show them what they look like up close and then you can do them afterwards, okay? Sound good? Good. Okay.
It's a tiny one.
It is a tiny one, I lost a little bit. So check them out. See how they are. They're all nice, evenly shaped. And when we're all done, we'll pop them into the freezer. And then, like I said, for about 10 minutes, and then just store them in some kind of a container that's sealable in the fridge. And another thing that you could add to them too is the quinoa gives you some great protein, but you could add in some extra protein as well. If you are adding more protein into something like this, you're gonna want to have a little bit more of like a wet ingredient.
Oh, Mama.
So, yeah. So you could add that by the sugar that you add in or the sticky solid, like your nut butter. Nope, we're gonna leave it, it's still going. So that's just another thing that you do for kids. Protein throughout the day and adults, protein throughout the day is really, really important. That is what stops us from having the highs and the lows in our sugar, because it keeps, maybe not this, I shouldn't say the sugar, but it keeps us more even keel, and it's better for us. Okay, we're not touching our hair now. Can you go wash your hands, please? Okay, so make sure if you have any questions, let me know, and I'm here to help. I'm gonna finish these up, and then I'll show some pictures when we're done, okay? So I will see you guys tomorrow. So tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, will be at 2:30. And I'm gonna be honest, I cannot seem to find popcorn kernels. So I know I might have a little bit, I just might not have enough to do both batches that I wanted to show you. If I have a video of them in the works, I will share that video, but then do the other thing as well, okay? So I'll talk to you soon and I'll see you at 2:30. Ciao. Say bye, Greta.
Bye.